Man, I'm out here early. It's kind of cold, but I'm going to take off my turbo kit again and try to reseal it. The CX Racing headers still have this weird tick that really bothers me. I mean, it hits boost and everything. It runs fine, but that little tick is just wicked annoying. It sounds like it has a header leak, but I did do the test where you put automatic transmission fluid in the vacuum, in the system, and it smokes wherever there's an exhaust leak, and I had no smoke anywhere. So it's either just the turbo or I don't know. But to be honest, it's wicked cold. What I might do today is switch my vacuum lines because I think that's causing an overboost issue, and try to get that sorted out just because it's fucking freezing. And to be honest, fuck this. I don't know. We'll see. I took the downpipe off. I took the intercooler off completely. And looking at the V-band for the turbo, you can see like soot, whatever that's called, the black stuff. That usually means there's an exhaust leak. And this is the only spot I can see evidence of an exhaust leak. So I'm not going to take the headers off because everything under there looks actually really clean. And all the gasket maker that I do have seems like it's holding. But when I took off the downpipe, I saw water inside of the hot side here, which I've never seen before in another car. So I'm going to try to seal up that downpipe that I made one more time. I have this muffler weld. It's like putty. I'm just going to put it like where my welds aren't the best. And I'm going to try to like secure this down the best I can, the V-band. And if that solves my little ticking sound, I'm happy. I'm also going to change the vacuum lines to my wastegate because I'm supposed to be on 12 psi, but once I hit like the higher RPMs, I'm hitting like 15 to 16 psi, and that's super unsafe. For now, I'm just going to change my lines and reroute my intercooler so it's a little cleaner than it was. Got muffler weld. It's like $3. And I went around the weld that I wasn't, comfortable with. I saw a little bit of water leaking through, so I made sure I stuffed that nice and tight and good with the muffler weld. And I'm also going to heat wrap on top of that later, so it looks better than that. So I'm going to let that cure for maybe a few hours before I even start the car, and hopefully that solves that issue with my downpipe having water in it for some reason. Alright, so I rerouted my intercooler. Honestly, this is a Ebay intercooler, and this is eBay piping that I got for $80. So a grand total of maybe $180, maybe $160. Pretty cheap, but it works out. This is a ruler that I made fit the intercooler, so it's kind of a bracket. And I tried to get it as straight as possible. I used to have the intercooler piping coming off from the bottom, but I flipped it upside down, and I realized the top is a lot easier, it's shorter, and it should help with the response a little more. It feels a lot cleaner this way. This is the only piece of CX Racing intercooler I'm using, which I really didn't need. If you want to do this cheap, you can get this MAF housing. It's a 3-inch MAF housing for Scion, Subaru, whatever, and get a universal kit and get maybe like one 3-inch elbow. I'm not sure the degrees on that, but one 3-inch elbow to the 3-inch MAF, and then a reducer to 2.5-inch, and the rest is 2.5-inch, and the rest is universal piping. I still have a shit ton in that box. It was $80. So that's my recommendation. If you want a cheap intercooler kit, do universal piping with a big ass core and one elbow that's 3-inch, and you can make it work with that MAF housing. I put the downpipe back on with the sealant on there on both this and these welds that I made, and I redid the vacuum lines to my wastegate and put another spring in my wastegate. So hopefully it's like 12 or 13 pounds. I don't really want to go over that, but I mean, honestly, I don't race this thing. I only slide it every now and then, and not professionally or anything, so I'm not too pressed on power. and I do a little highway pull here and there, but I'm pretty tame with this thing. So whatever it makes on that spring combo setup, if it holds a nice solid boost pressure, I'm happy. So I'm gonna put the bumper back on, see how this fits, and wait for that to dry, maybe a few hours before I start it up. I'm gonna leave it jacked up so I can check under for leaks. And yeah, that's really it for now. So this is with the bumper on. This fits so much better. Universal piping, eBay intercooler. And there's so much room in here now. So I'm gonna finish buttoning this up. And with the shorter intercooler piping, it does feel a lot more responsive than it did with like the 4 extra pipes that I had for no reason. So I'm glad I did that at least. Alright, so I'm hitting like 13 pounds right now, which ain't bad. It's a lot better than the fucking 16 I was hitting prior to, you know, this video. But I'm gonna pull over on the little side right here and adjust that real quick because that's crazy. Difference. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. So now I'm hitting like 12 pounds. Sounds good. Alright, so I'm going to end this video here. You guys heard some of the pulls. The intercooler looks a lot better. Looks wicked aggressive up in there without, you know, the pipe showing and stuff. I'm happy with it for now. Like I said, I need to get a new transmission. I want to do a new wide body. I want to finish tuning. I want my E85 to actually work because Delicious Tuning, the stuff they gave me, just isn't working for some reason. And after that, I'll do more pulls. I do have a GoPro, so I'm probably going to bring the GoPro out to do pulls with because it was really hard with this camera. But I'm happy so far, you know? I'm happy with the progress. It's come some way. Oh yeah, so I'm going to end it here. I'll update again soon. I'm gonna bring out the GoPro for, you know, logging more my logs for my tune, and I'll do more pulls and stuff. So let me know if you guys like this style of video. It's not really different from the others, but you know, it's something a little different. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys at that.